Hey friends, my name is Stephanie and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, this year I will be a first-year teacher teaching at an international school in Bangkok, Thailand. My family will be moving from Orlando, Florida to Bangkok in less than 2 months, I hope. Today, I thought I would share why and how we decided that we were going to be moving overseas. Back in 2015, I was a preschool teacher and I was in a very slow process of finishing my associate's degree with no real plan. I mean, in high school, I did know I wanted to work with kids, but I honestly didn't believe in myself, nor did I want to continue school. High school wasn't my favorite. I didn't do so well, so I didn't really want to continue school. After high school, I knew I was going to work at a preschool. I thought I wanted to own a preschool for a little bit, but then once I started working at a preschool, I knew that's not what I wanted to do, but I didn't really have any other plan other than to work in preschool and work with kids. That's as far as that went. So back in 2015, I was a preschool teacher and I was finishing my associate's degree, basically to tell my kids that I finished something even though I didn't really have a plan with it. So it was a very slow process. I was probably taking 1 to 2 classes at a time. It took way too long for me to finish my associates, but that's life. Then my cousin came from Kuwait where she was teaching. Soon after her visit, my husband Chris asked me what I thought about moving overseas and teaching, and so we started researching a little bit. We kind of thought we would move within a year, but after a little bit of research, we realized obviously that having a bachelor's would bring better and more opportunities. So I got my butt in gear so I could finally finish this associate's degree and then start on my bachelor's degree. At the end of 2015, I decided that I was going to quit my job as a preschool teacher and start substituting at the elementary level so I could get more experience. I did that until summer of 2016 when I got my ESE paraprofessional position at my kids' school. By the way, it's the best job ever. I continued to work and finally finished my associate's degree in May of 2017, right before we took our very first abroad trip to Kenya, where we volunteered at a school called SOAR Kenya Academy for 3 weeks. We are still in contact with that community if anyone is interested in visiting and lending a hand. It's a great cause. After we got back from Kenya, I applied for UCF and I started my bachelor's in education in the spring of 2018. I took 4 classes each semester while working a full-time job because we needed to go and I needed to get this degree done. Since our first trip to Kenya, we have visited Germany twice, Iceland twice, Cambodia twice, Canada, South Korea airport, and Thailand. In December 2018, we decided to take a trip to Thailand where we visited our foreign exchange student and her family. During that trip is when we decided that Thailand would become our home. When we came back from Thailand, we started researching different areas in Thailand where we'd want to live, what kind of schools we would want to be at, and the living options. I didn't officially start looking for a job in Thailand until January of this year because that is the prime time that schools start looking for applicants. Most schools want teachers with at least 2 years of experience as a licensed teacher, but I was lucky enough to find a school that took my 13+ years working with kids as experience. For the school that I will be working at, I emailed them directly. Most schools use hiring agencies and I didn't want my experience to be overseen, so I cut the middleman out, and I'm so happy I did. Don't let your experience on paper stop you. If you want it, go for it. Don't sell yourself short. That goes for here too. If you want the position, you email those principals. All of that. Fight for what you want. Okay, I'm gonna get off my soapbox for today. My husband and I always knew we wanted to travel, but we didn't know how to make it happen. We knew how important it was to us that our kids see and experience things around the world that they can't read in a book, and now we get to make that happen. The opportunities to teach overseas are endless. You can teach anywhere your heart desires. I have a cousin in Cambodia. She used to live in Kuwait. I have a friend who's going to be moving to South Korea. I have a friend in Dubai. There are so many different places, Vietnam, anywhere. But you just have to start doing the research and seeing what's gonna fit best for you. There are many different options you can choose from when it comes to what kind of school you wanna work at. There are Australian schools, Thai schools, learning centers that teach English. There are international schools. The school that I will be teaching at is an international school that uses the California curriculum. There are also schools that use the UK curriculum as well as the Swiss curriculum and so on. People who do want to move overseas and teach and do not have their bachelor's or a background in education can look at learning centers. You will have a different process of how you do things, but I do know that's an option. There are a lot of programs online that you could research, such as the Ninja Teacher and other resources such as that. Our big why to move overseas is because we want to discover the world that the books don't tell. Not only do we get to fulfill our passion of traveling, I also get to fulfill my dream of being a teacher. For those who are interested in moving abroad or just traveling in general, I would start researching different areas and different agencies and seeing what appeals to you. I can put a list of the agencies down below. There are so many different places that you could choose to teach overseas. All you have to do is do the research and see different areas and see what's gonna work for you personally. Start making plans. I know we can't really travel right now, but in the future you will be able to travel, and just make the jump, because if you don't like it, you can always come back home and everything will be all right. But why not just take the risk and see what happens? I want to thank you all for being here and supporting this journey. And if you have any questions or comments, leave them below. And if you want to stick around, feel free to subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.